We're here with Joe Kebartas, who's running for City Council District Number 2. Joe, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is a wonderful experience to have, and I want to thank you very much, the Big Dig, for allowing me to be here for today.
Great. Joe, we have two questions for you. The first one is, what do you believe is the current state of the Boston public schools? What grade would you give it now? What grade would you give it when Mayor Menino ended his term 4 years ago?
Well, I think the grade for the Boston Public Schools is probably a C. First of all, one of the biggest problems I can remember as a student at South Boston High, the day that Kennedy was assassinated, ironically, I was in a civics class, and I feel, and I talk to students, that civics has become an elective. And I have a feeling when I go out and protest the war in Afghanistan and the Mideast, people ask me, how can we end the war? And I said, what about your civics class? And they don't have one, or they never had one. The history has been lacking. And my feeling about that is the testing. MCAS has really changed the whole system of teaching, because the teachers now have to teach to the test. And I find that in South Boston High, this year, they failed. In the school, they had to change half the teachers, and they have to change the principal because the school was a failing school. And you know, when you look at teaching, when I taught during the busing crisis, and before the busing, we were educating the students on many levels. You didn't have to look into a test. And my feeling about it is the principals of the school should have an oversight on the teachers, and the administration of the school system should look into a teacher's evaluation, not just according to a test score. And then psychometrics is the testing group that comes up with these tests, and why should they have a control over the curriculum? And the biggest problem I have is there's no oversight on the psychometrics group people. I have a feeling that having a test is not a way to teach students today, and that is the biggest problem, I think, with the Boston Public Schools. And then there's a second problem with the charter schools. I worked against the charter schools because basically they were taking money away from the public schools. And another problem with that is the charter schools don't have much oversight, so they can have non-union teachers, they can have teachers without the education degree, and they have more control over the system that they operate. And then if the student doesn't adapt to that system, they're expelled into the public school system. And I think that is the two major problems with the school system, though. We have to have education by teaching the student, not just for a test. And I think the charter school system is, I was against raising that cap, so I'm glad that happened.
Great, thanks, Joe. Joe, what specifically are you going to do to improve the schools? How many schools are you going to visit in your 2-year term? What programs would you add or subtract? And how much money, how much additional money, if any, do you think we need in the school system?
Well, this budget of this passed by the City Council and signed by the mayor. They cut $11 million out of the budget for the school system, and that's a terrible thing, because basically there's 4,000 homeless children coming to the Boston Public Schools, which is really unconscionable. That should never happen, and we have to start looking at the amount of money putting into the school system that will help each of these schools. I will travel to every school in the district. That's my plan, because being a teacher myself, I want to find out what's going on in the school system. And I can find out what the schools need. The most important thing about being a city councilor is being a listener. And my feeling as a city councilor, I would go out and I find out what's going on in the school system, so I can bring back ideas and even have meetings with some of these teachers as well as principals to find out what the school system in the district need. And we can work together as a total district. That's what my feeling about a district like 2 can work and put more pressure on the mayor in on the school department to bring more money in and raise the budgets for the school system.
Okay, great. Any programs you'd add or subtract?
The programs I would add is definitely, as I said before, is we have to add civics. We have to add history so our children will understand history, not up to the World War II. We need to see a program that will reach into just the modern day so that the students will understand what's going on in the current world. And we have to have them understand how we reach that point. And I would add history and civics into the programs, and I would add art and music because they've been cutting those out. And you know, being an artist myself, I go down and I help out in some of the students down at St. Peter's School in South Boston. We help them do some artwork, and the school systems are cutting out art and music, which is really vital for the child to develop as well as academics.
Great. Joe, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate this.